welcome to our channel, Amethyst Light Therapies. My name is Laura. So for this 2025 pick a card reading, I'll be taking a look at the energies and potentials of the year ahead. Now, usually I put out tarot cards, tarot decks for you to choose from, but today I felt called to use the same tarot deck, but just switch up the oracle cards. So the first deck we have is the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid with the rose quartz palm stone. And then the second option is the Elemental Oracle by Stacey Demarco and the red jasper. I'll put that one over here for later. And then the last one we have, pile number 3, is the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and this one is also by Colette Baron-Reid, and we've got that paired with the Demarco stone. Now, you can take your time to pick which one you feel drawn to. I will put the image of the 3 choices on the screen for you to choose from. Make sure you take your time, pause the video if you need to, and check out the timestamps for the pile that you choose. So I look forward to seeing you on the other side of that. Okay, hello and welcome to those who picked the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid and the Rose Quartz Palm Stone. These are your messages for the year 2025. If you haven't already, please check out our collective reading for 2025. I'll put a link to it in the description. All right. Let me take a moment to tune in to the messages. Initially, I feel a very strong presence, a call from Spirit to really back yourself. But there's almost a sense of there's some unfairness around you. And I don't know if it's around a connection with someone quite yet, or if it is a situation, but what I feel there is an unfairness. You're being taken for a ride, you're being taken for granted. And you're feeling guilty for not wanting to overexert yourself or to do certain things that you used to do. You're making yourself feel guilty. Okay, so too many cards came out, but the crux of it was that I saw the Page of Wands, which talks about embarking on a new journey. This is a spiritual calling that you have, or a passion that you have. What makes you you, what fires you up, following your own path, And the other card that really flipped out was the 8 of Cups. Now, the 8 of Cups, it can talk about walking away from a situation. And usually I see this as walking away to find your fulfillment, because the 9 of Cups to me looks like you've amassed all this happiness and fulfillment and success, but off your own bat, you've been doing the work, the inner work. And it's kind of like you should be proud of what you have achieved. And a lot of people look at you on the outside and they see this all put together person who's happy, joyful, supports others so much. But underneath the surface, there's been so much work and there are struggles and stresses, but you do not allow them to define you or define how you show up. So it's interesting, you know how they say, I think it's the swans that look so serene as they swim or as they wade the water, but their legs are going like 100 miles an hour underneath. But no one sees that. They just see the calm and the serenity. So that's you. I feel very strong presence at the moment. Very strong. It seems that you're standing in your own way of your progress. This group who I'm talking to now, you're standing in the way of your progress. You're standing in the way of your success, and you're allowing others to also become roadblocks to your growth, fulfillment, happiness, and success. It's almost like you have been too long focused on the needs of others who would not show up for you in the same way, even if they say they would. All right. Wow. It really feels like there is a strong, I want to say maternal figure in spirit. It might not be for all of you, but I want to say that there's a very strong maternal or grandmotherly energy person in spirit who really has your back. She's fiery too, she's strong, and she is witnessing things she thinks is unfair and should not be come to pass. She's seeing this, but she's also acknowledging your strength and your fortitude, and she's saying flip them all, basically. Just do your thing, be strong. You do not need to worry because spirit has your back. The Fool is literally like a leap of faith card, but it's interesting because it's kind of like just trusting the process and just knowing that everything you want will eventuate, will come to you. It's already there. You just got to take the steps. You got to get there, but it's there. It's manifested already in your sphere. It's just waiting for you to show up to it, right? Yeah, entrepreneur energy, the Queen of Wands. Literally what I've been saying. Be who you are. Be true to who you are. Stand in your power. If you've got to start that business, if you've got to start that passion project, if you've got to take the lead, take charge, you do that. You are independent. You are spiritually wise. You are gifted. You are strong and joyful and passionate. And it is time to really take the gauntlet. No, you take the bull by both horns, really go for it. It's interesting because as I say that, then you get the 9 of Wands. Now, 2025 is a 9-year. And endings of cycles, karmic lessons coming to a close, cycles coming to a close, and such, to prepare for your brand new beginning or a brand new beginning in the following year. Now this Wands, 9 of Wands, is all about the spirituality, what makes you you, your passions, your drive. This card comes up when you have been coming to that point of giving up, or that's where you have been at. And you're being asked to keep going a little longer. You feel a little bit hard done by, But, and are left out in the cold. Perhaps also financially, perhaps you've been struggling financially. A lot of people have been. But this is more where you have allowed your resource to be funneled by others. And that does not have to be finances, though. When you are drained by others energetically and focus on the pleasing of everyone, everything and everyone, you are drained energetically, which translates to being drained financially, because finances, money is energy. Money is currency. Energy is currency, if that makes sense. You know what you need to do. The 7 of Swords says you already know who has your back and who does not. You already know where people are showing their true colors. You already know this. You might not be admitting it to yourself. This is also saying to you that you need to go within to find your clarity. Don't worry about the naysayers and the backbiters. They will do that anyway. So you may as well just choose what calls to you, what opens or calls to your heart, what is your drive. Yeah, because not everyone wants to see you succeed, which is fine. We don't need to focus on that. If they're looking at you, wanting you not to succeed, the only way that they can have any effect on you, and that can even show up in your sphere, is if you allow it and focus on that energy. So if you focus on them not wanting you to succeed and, oh, they don't want me to succeed, or they want me to fail, or they think I can't do it, then you're in that energy. So what Spirit is telling you is just back yourself and go for it. Who cares what anyone thinks or says? As long as you're being in integrity, working from the heart and following your joy and your passion, you will get there. You will succeed. Intuition is key. You're getting a lot of messages at night. A lot of messages at night. You might need to cleanse your space too if you're getting a bit of a disrupted sleep. But the messages here are about connections, and I feel this is more about friendships and social connections rather than relationships, romantic relationships that are drawing upon your energy or trying to reconnect or draw upon your energy. And you're being asked to put firm boundaries in place now. Do not let those boundaries fall down. You need to keep them there. You have been juggling too much, and perhaps also too, this is the Two of Pentacles, you've also been worrying with decisions, your options. You're thinking of the logical way you should go, or maybe you're not sure where to go, and so you've got all these options that you're kind of considering. But also too, I feel there's like a standstill because you've got so much on your plate, and this does not have to be physically on your plate. This could be literally energy that you're holding on to because you're trying to do everything or trying to do something that is beneficial to everyone. But in doing that, you're actually ignoring your needs. You need to show up for yourself. And this is what's keeping you up at night. Now, this is energy, and this is another nine of swords. And you've got the 9 of pentacles, right? 9 of swords. It's energy that is keeping you up at night and is holding you back from your success and ultimate fulfillment, the 9 of pentacles. Now, this is all saying that that's what's clearing out. That's what's coming to an end next year. And if you don't make certain decisions, Spirit will make it for you. You've got the Chariot, which is also another decision card. Which pathway will you choose? Because right now, if you don't make a decision, you're staying still. Things aren't shifting. Things aren't moving because you actually need to choose. So which path will you go down? And I just heard, which wolf would you feed? So you got the Moon, which can be talking about fears, and the Chariot. The Chariot says, which pathway will you go down? Will you allow the fears to hold you back and keep going with the status quo? Or will you make that change and take that leap of faith with that Fool card there, standing in your power and independence, entrepreneur energy, spiritual success? Or will you feed the fears? Will you feed the fears, or will you... I kind of lost my train, but you get the gist, right? You know that saying, which wolf will survive the one that you feed? So will you feed the passion, joyful, successful, happy, I can do it wolf? Or will you feed the I'm not good enough, fearful, doubtful, pandering to everyone's needs wolf? That's your choice. That's not to say you won't have to put the work in. 8 of Pentacles. It's actually interesting because you have all the tools you need. You have all the skill and talent it takes. You just don't believe that you always feel like you need something else. You need one more thing. There's one more thing I need to do or get or put on my resume or, explore before I can open shop or do this. And that's not true. You can do it now. Yes, and once you do, you start to see growth in the realm of finances, but also more stability in your life. Now, I'm going to just pull a couple more cards because we've got the Page of Swords. That's reiterating the fact that, yes, people will say what they want to say, but you're being encouraged to not look back. Do not look back to the old ways. Do not look backwards. Who cares what they say? Do not... When you take that step forward, do not take those 2 steps back. That's it. Make the decision, because really at the end of the day, swords being mental energy, communication, hard work sometimes, but you're standing in your own way. You're not stuck. You're the only one holding yourself back. The 8 of Swords. You could move forward at any time. I was going to have this as the last card, but I don't finish on a major arcana. So the Lovers, again, decision making. There's a lot of healing coming in for you too. Once you make the decision, you'll feel much freer, lighter. They really don't want me to stop. Strength. Remember that your connection to spirit. Remember that you are protected. You are strong and wise. Have courage to go for your dreams. Now with that Strength card, it's saying put all that wisdom and knowledge into practice, and also to remember that you are divinely guided. You're not alone in these decisions. There's a sense of not believing in yourself and not trusting, second guessing. Even when you're intuiting, you're second guessing. You're being asked to not do that anymore. The Devil card. Fears and doubts holding you back. One more. Yes. And these fears and doubts are connected to past experiences, things that you're still holding on to, perhaps, or just remembrances. But there's so much potential for growth. So you have the 3 of Swords. I'm going to finish on this one, even though it's not my favorite to finish on. But the 3 of Swords, it gets a bad rap because it looks like heartache. But I want to tell you that with that, talking about the strength, the fortitude, the connection to spirit, the wisdom, that has blossomed for you because you have reclaimed it. You have done so much work shifting out of that past energy, that heartache, that hurt, that betrayal, that longing for something different has all fueled your progress. And you have actually been walking the path your whole life, which everyone has, but they don't always recognize it. You have been following the guidance. So those steps you've taken, while you think, oh, I made mistakes, I didn't really think about what I should have done, that's good that you didn't, because you're actually following a pathway laid out before you. It is when you just recognize that everything happens for a reason, that all these things I've been through, they don't define me, but they do give me a lot of wisdom at my disposal, a strength and a fortitude, which then I can embrace and move forward with confidence and grace, and knowing that I'm going to be okay always. That's when you shift out of that stagnancy, that uncertainty. Trust. All right. Now, let's just pull a couple of oracle cards because I rambled on a little bit. Oracle cards. Okay, this one. Dove Spirit, be peace. I will pull all the oracle cards out first. Whoop, okay, that's it. Rabbit Spirit, now is a lucky time. I love this. And Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. And this is what you're doing. This is the year for it. 2025 is your year, standing in your power. Maybe the first few months you're like finding your feet, but you are being propelled forward. I love that that's a 44 as well, which breaks down to an 8. And so we have the Dove Spirit, be peace. And I think what I get a sense of is that this is reiterating that doesn't matter what everyone else is doing around you, you hold that peace within you. Know that you have done your best, and so when things end, it's for a reason. You can't control everything, and sometimes you just need to go with the flow. and those in spirit that guide you, they see your potential much more than you see it for yourself. And they want to remind you that you have come into this life to live it authentically and as full as possible. Yes, you can miss those that you have lost, but they are with you now and always. And all is never lost. There is so much love for you in the spiritual realm. And they are here backing you. They only ask that you to back yourself. And what a great time for it with the Rabbit Spirit Lucky Time. A lot of fertility, prosperity, abundance and growth for the year ahead. So look after yourself. Make sure that you do take time to replenish and check in with your energy. Make sure that you are energetically looking after yourself. Do what you need to do. When you're feeling not to do something, just don't do it. When you're feeling to do something, go for it. Simple. All right. I'll leave it there. Thank you for joining me. Well, hello, those who picked the second group. So the Elemental Oracle by Stacey Demarco and the Red Jasper. All right, so we'll start with the tarot and see what's coming through for you. Take a moment to tune in. Ooh, I feel a real flowy energy. Let's see. Flow. Go with the flow. Natural cycles. Growth, independence, understanding, allowing things to be as they are, to play out. Being the observer, watching. All right. Let's see. The Hermit card. The Hermit is a major arcana, but it is also a 9. And we are 2025 in the 9 year in numerology. Now, if you haven't checked out the pick a card, I probably already said this, but go, the collective reading for 2025. If you haven't checked that out, please go do so. The Hermit. This is internal journey. Following your own inner compass. Can be a bit of a lonely energy, lone wolf. You're breaking away. Now, when I say that, I get this sense of wanting to listen to more to your intuition, to how you're feeling, wanting to make certain decisions because it feels right for you. And there's almost a sense of letting go and loss, because that which used to be your surety, your knowing, your where you used to feel you were meant to be, that's shifted now. And I can only get a sense of that it is because you have grown, there's been growth, and you've outgrown. Things need to change. And then you get the 7 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands is really that, okay, where does everything fit now? I'm not sure that everything does anymore. Going within, with that 7, going within, checking in with yourself. And the Wands is always about your spirituality, your beliefs, what makes you you, what defines you, your passions, your spiritual drives, if you like, what makes you you. 4 of Wands, this is a very positive card to get. So I'm liking this, and it actually wants to sit in the center. Now, with the Four of Wands, this is a successful card and celebratory card, but also it's saying to you that you need to prioritize your spiritual practices, whether it be whatever resonates for you. You need to prioritize it, or prioritize your passions, your passion project, whatever you're driven to do. You need to prioritize that. So that means setting out time, and you might need to write it in the calendar. Schedule is the word I'm looking for. Schedule time, a bit every day, whatever works for you. Prioritize this. Prioritize your happiness too. And the 4 reminds me of a gateway energy that you're walking through, which I mean the 4 of Wands does that for me, because it's almost like you can see that success or that joyful potential just over the horizon, or just past this next gateway, and you can see it and you know it's there, but you just need to step through. You just need to step through. It's almost like all the work you've been doing too is about to like really ground and show up in your reality. But again, it does require you to walk away from some things. And you get another 7 now. This one is the 7 of Swords. And this really does say that you're moving to calmer waters. The chaotic energy that you had been in is leveling out. But this is also another walking away or moving away card. But that does bring you healing. I see 6s as really being healing energies, but it's also because you have taken the responsibility for your own inner peace. Wheel of Fortune. See, endings are coming, but they are making way for new beginnings. And with the Wheel of Fortune card, this is telling you that you are protected, you are looked after. That which is closing out is necessary. It is also alluding to karmic release in some way. So I feel like that you were destined to revisit some things. You needed to revisit some things in your life, in your reality, just to show you what you've learned, what you've already been taught, reminding you. It was a reminder for you that, no, that's not for me anymore. I moved out of that a long time ago. So don't see anything as a failure or a loss or a, especially if it's a betrayal, if you feel like you've been betrayed or you feel like something's been unfair, don't see it as a mistake on your part for allowing that to happen again, because it was reminding you of something, an energy you don't want to revisit. And it was bringing you back to yourself, Page of Cups. Learning more about yourself at a deeper level, acknowledging the growth that you have gone through or walked through. You've grown, you've evolved. Sometimes when I do these readings, I can't even speak because of the energy. I feel like a lot of this is to do with work, not only because I got the 3 of Pentacles, but I mean, it could be social, could be society, it could be social, it could be friendships. But there's a lot of work to do in some of those relationships, and some of them, other people are not meeting you in the middle. That's if it's to do with relationships. If it's to do with work, you're feeling either underappreciated or that you are not able to fully show what you can do. You're not able to fully stand strong in your power. You're not able to fully express your creativity or express your gifts and talents in the way that you really would like to, that really is more authentically you. And so you might be considering these changes, or you've probably been considering some changes for a while. You're being asked to have a bit of patience. Things are shifting and you will be guided as to the way to move forward. With the Temperance card, this is also a healing card as well. And I feel a shift out of that confusion and chaos and into more of a positive, smooth energy. But I want to say that there's a lot of changes in the first few months or a couple of months of 2025 that you're encouraged to just cruise through as much as possible, because you can't change them. And so just know that you'll be okay. Once you get on the other side, you'll see that actually this was necessary. And I feel like you've asked for certain things that only when the chaotic energy has cleared that you'll see that is where you're headed, or that starts to manifest, play out for you. Magician card. This is also a reminder that you have everything at your disposal. And it's interesting because you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is a 10. And then you have the Magician moving forward, which is also a manifestation card. You have the power, you have everything that you need. And the Sun, so that is a beautiful card to receive. It's success, it's joy. It's like one of the ultimate success cards. And that comes after the Death card, which, don't freak out, the Death card is about transformation. And actually, when I say that, no, it doesn't come after it. You're starting to go through that transformation. Then you see the potential and things starting to pay off for you, and then that also sparks a more intense or deeper transformation and growth, a leveling up, which is triggered by this positive energy, because you're embracing your joy and success, and you're standing in your power, and you're choosing your happiness, and you're allowing that energy just to come to you, and so then it shifts you. I hope I'm making sense. Page of Pentacles, and this is translating to finances as well. Can be health-wise. Once things get sorted, you might find that you can get more healthy, work out more, lose weight. You feel more comfortable in your own skin, or you literally have more financial stability. But I do feel like the key for you is clear and honest communication. Okay, I'm going to pull some oracle cards. Don't worry about where you've been. Just focus on where you're going and where you want to head. And allow the steps to present themselves. Okay. Bushfires. Fury. Now, I do feel this is talking about trailblazing energy. There's two messages. Trailblazer, new beginnings. But those new beginnings, this is a 10. Those new beginnings also mean that there has to be some endings. And anyone that you do leave behind will not be happy at that change that you've made, the progress that you've made, because they will, some of them will stay stuck. Not everyone can follow you where you are going. You know that saying that, you know, where you're headed, these people, this lower energy can't follow you. That's what I'm alluding to. There'll be people who are angry at you, but does not matter. You are encouraged to hold that solidity within. To you might want to look at pile 1 as well, because there is a recurring theme. So we had the Dove card, which was talking about maintaining inner peace. And then you get the Solidity card, inner core, and there is a dove in the center. Now, this is number 1, saying maintain your peace amongst all the chaos. These changes, just hold faith. But also 2, this is watch your words, watch your thoughts, allow them to be zen and level and calm. because that will help you move through with much more ease. I feel there is also a deconstructing of the old ways, and there's many thoughts, beliefs, repetitive themes that are being cleared out. And that is the first little tiny bit of 2025. And as I said, communication is key. You also get the voice card, which can be talking about using your voice, whether in communication, singing, writing, teaching, whatever that might be. Use your voice. And also, remember, listen to your inner voice. Listen to your intuition. You will see the signs when the time is right. The movement will be swift, but the pathway will be clear. So just have faith that spirit is guiding you. Universe, so to speak, has your back. Once you recognize all the ways that you have been guided and supported your whole life, they've got you to this point, you will realize that it's always been the way. So therefore, you can embrace it and really hone in on it and really maximize that potential, because you realize, hang on, okay, I worried about this here and I worried about this here and I worried about this here, but hey, look, I'm still standing here. I've moved through it. Maybe it's not the things I would have logically chosen, the pathway that I would have thought would have been best for me, but I am here. So now, where you go is up to you. Your thoughts, the words you speak, the way you show up, the energy you hold, your focus will define that pathway. I wish you all the best for 2025. Hopefully that was not too cryptic for you. Can't even remember what I said. But remember, it's a 9-year. So there will be some endings. And you might revisit some past energy just to make sure that you clear it out. Because in 2026, you do not want to be holding on to it. I will leave that there. Hello to those who picked the Shaman Stream Oracle and the Demarco Palm Stone. These are your messages for or outlook for 2025. Let's have a look. So I'll start with the tarot, Rider-Waite Tarot. Let's see. As I tune in, two wanted to jump out. Okay, 7 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. There's a dynamic still, and this could be a romantic relationship or a friendship. It's an emotional connection nonetheless. There is a dynamic where there is an imbalance of power. Either that, or you are seeing more like the, I don't want to say flaws in a person, but you had someone on a pedestal and now you're seeing, well, everyone's human, but you're seeing, oh, actually they are human, you know, they have frailties just like the rest of us. There's cracks in the facade, so to speak, but there is or has been an imbalance of power, and you're feeling to rectify that. Your intuition and the way you're going, that guidance is moving you into a space of taking responsibility for your own energy, number one, but also to right the balance. Likely you feel like you've been ignored, or your needs have been ignored and not met, or not met to the standard that you'd hoped. You almost feel unseen to a point, or not seen wholly. And maybe this isn't in regards to the whole of the relationship, but there's certain aspects that have been ignored. Now I still need to shuffle. So, and this is pertaining to a cycle. We are in a 9-year in 2025. This is pertaining to the cycle. And so likely this has been a recurring theme in your life from childhood, whether it be a dynamic passed down through father or mother line. And it doesn't have to be that your father or mother were at all difficult or it was a difficult relationship. Does not mean that. But it is a theme in a cycle that has been passed down. I'm feeling that it is more father, but for some of you it might be mother line. Okay. Regardless, you are asked to not close off your heart. Yes, have firm boundaries, but don't close off your heart. These lessons have been to teach you. You feel a bit chaotic. You're being asked to come back to a sense of balance and equilibrium, and you need to be the sole responsibility for that. It's your responsibility. No one can make you feel small unless you let them. Right? And sometimes they're not even like trying to approach it from that perspective, but that's an involuntary response that we have, right? These two came out. Yes, I'm taking them. Healing with the temperance card. And progress with the Page of Pentacles. I'm asked to leave them there at the moment while I still shuffle. That's it. All right, let's see. You've got 2 4s already. The 4 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, which suggests that you are batting down their hatches, keeping yourself a little bit closed for protection. Know that you are strong, and when you are strong and grounded and standing in your power and truth, people can't interfere with your energy. They can't hurt you emotionally unless you let them. But it's almost a sense of not wanting to let anyone in any further, or someone specific in any further, because you're fearing that you're going to get hurt. Queen of Cups, you're looking for something too. You might even be looking for the sign that this person might hurt you, or these people might hurt you, or how they might have betrayed you. There is a little bit of a... Yes, there's a runner-chaser kind of dynamic in this reading, in this message, in this energy. But this is also a sense of not paranoia, but questioning. Intuitively trying to see if the signs are showing you that someone's not really on the level, or if it's your fears and doubts. Know that energy is shifting though. And I want to tell you that for most of you, this will be the case, that it is just a matter of showing you what energy you're holding on to, rather than it being the truth of the situation. Yes, for some people it might be, but there is someone in your life that both your fears are playing a part in the dynamic. And I want to say you need to approach this from a more objective stance, because when we get used to a certain dynamic, we forget that not everyone is like that. The World card. This is a positive omen for you. Creative energy, growth, movement forward. There might be travel in this, or moving to a new location, but what I feel from this card is that those cycles are coming to a close. But the reason why you've been shown these is because they're not working for you. They're keeping you in an outdated energy. And the Knight of Cups, which is also progress forward on an emotional level, which is a beautiful energy. I feel love and stronger commitment. And you might be a little further along than this person if this is a relationship. But you both see the world in the other person. 2 of Wands, which is a beautiful card. And I feel that's really reiterating that message. Partnership coming together. It's a spiritual connection. Other energies have been infiltrating. So clear the energy. That's why, because it's not just you in that sphere. External influences are playing a part on the confusion. get clear, clarity, King of Swords. And I feel that you're very sensitive to people's thoughts and energy and projections. So that's why you really need strong boundaries. Back to not closing off your heart, but putting those firm boundaries in place and looking after your energy. And then brand new beginnings. Ace of Wands. New energy, new life. But first you need to see what is not working. And this could be seeing what's not working in the situation. And if it's a relationship, then it's together seeing what we need to like work on for growth, and both going within and going, okay, yeah, I can see where I do this or where I react this way, which is probably not healthy or not helpful. And it comes from this fear or this recurring theme. Yes, being honest. But really this is also, the Queen of Wands keeps peeking out, doesn't she? This is about you being, owning who you are and standing in your power, shining your light. You are independent and strong. Don't let the fears get you down. 9 of Swords. And then, I can't finish on these, but I have to put this down. Hermit and Judgment. The Hermit is an inner journey. This is what you have been going on, inner journey. For some time now, you've felt it has been a lonely journey. The Judgment card is bringing a new lease on life for you. And I feel this is in the second half of the year, a fresh new wave of energy. Likely that might also pertain to some communication coming in, but it's a big thing. But what this is a refresh for you, which will really shift the trajectory of the later half of the year for you. Empress. Yeah. So the Empress, if you have been struggling health-wise or feeling comfortable in your own skin, beauty-wise, know that you are coming back into balance with that, and you are owning who you are. You are present in your body, and you are coming to love yourself again. One more. It has taken a lot of work. I feel this lingering energy from 2024 where you've really had to dive deep, because some of the inner chatter is to do with not feeling worthy enough. But know that that is a cycle that you are closing. That is the cycle you are closing. It's a sense of worthiness. That's where this all stems from. Not feeling good enough. Not feeling that you have enough to bring to the table when, excuse me, you're Queen of Wands and the Empress. I mean, you can't get more solid than that. Hey, you've done a lot of work. This year you've done, and I mean 2024, you've done a lot of work. It's been a work year for you. 2025, that is paying off, but there's some things that have been cleared out first. And in the later half of the year, you will find that things blossom, things grow, potential blooms. This is in more than one area. It does trickle on into work, finances, but there's a very strong message about relationships and connections. Finding your tribe, finding yourself again after either health burdens or a relationship dynamic, friendship dynamic that really tested you, family dynamic that really tested you. You're saying goodbye to that now, or in 2025 rather. All right, oracle cards to finish off. Hopefully that made sense. There's a lot in 2025, and to get a snapshot in like 15 minutes. But hopefully this gives you a sense of the energy that you're working with, and you can recognize it playing out. Maybe it will make it a bit easier for you in some way. just remember that we're going to be doing monthly pick a card readings, and if you're wanting more clarity, by all means, or to go deeper into 2025, you might feel drawn to booking a reading with either Angela or myself, where we can really look deeper into 2025 for you on a more personal level. All right. The crossing, initiation. I'll just get all 3 oracle cards out. This is a 9-year as well. So, initiation, that's why this year is about clearing out, right? 2025. This year, when I say this year, I'm talking about 2025. So, clearing out cycles so that you can move into that new way of being, that highest potential, that those new beginnings are coming. That's why there's a shift happening in 2025. And I feel the first half of the year, you'll feel more the difficulty, then start to move into the progress. Yeah, or that one wants to come out. First breath, beginner's mind, which is alluding to new beginnings and new energy coming in, but it's also a very creative energy. But you need to maintain a sense of balance and equilibrium, sense of peace and calm within yourself in order to really maximize on the potential. See things, you might be needing to see things from a bit of a fresh perspective. And then you get deep quiet, which is number 11, which is talking about stillness again. Remember before I said fears and doubts that are playing a part. That's why you're needing to see this situation or a certain situation from a beginner's mind, not through the eyes of the past and past dynamics and past fears and past doubts and past beliefs. No, from a fresh perspective. And to help you do that, you need to be able to really hold that peace and calm within yourself, that stillness, which can be found with meditation and going within and listening to sound healing music, going for a walk out in nature and paying attention to what you see and what you hear and what you feel. Getting out of that fray and into nature and your true nature, because you are going through a shift, initiation. Once 2025 is cleared out, not that I want to rush time to fly by, it does that on its own accord. But once 2025 is cleared, that's a new beginning energy coming in. We're moving in to a 1 year, which is all about new beginnings. So next year or 2025, whenever you see this, 2025 is an initiation period so that you can have that higher vibration or hold that energy or be in alignment with these new positive, beautiful things coming into your life. And that does not mean that all relationships that you have now are falling by the wayside. Some of them are going with you, but they will be elevated to where they're meant to be. Not seeing it from eyes of fear and past hurts and trauma, but seeing it for the potential of what it is and what it can become. Because there's always more and better and growth to be had in everything and everyone if we feed it, if we nurture it and allow it to blossom according to divine nature. Okay, I will leave that there with you today. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you will join me again soon on this channel.